The only connection those days, it was only through letters. Those letters, Sandeshe Aate Hain, participant for Yogeshwara Consecration and inauguration of Adiyogi. There my experiences are entirely different, which normal man can't understand and believe. So volunteering is wantedly we are doing whatever it is given. Not that I am so and so, I worked in Airforce, I am a pilot or I am an officer. There are immense pleasures, happenings, experiences in doing such things at Isha. People are not posted at normal locations. There are hardcore areas where they can go disturbed. If yoga is also added, certainly it will benefit for the individual. I was astonished to see the people reacting to his preaching videos and everything. Few are going crazy and few are weeping. Is it real or is it something like they are trained to do that?
Namaskaram everyone, this is Neha and welcome to our Independence Day special episode where we have the privilege of hosting a remarkable guest who brings a unique blend of defense services experience and spiritual seeking. He has served in Air Force for 20 years and is a hardcore Isha Meditator. Please welcome Koti Anna.
Namaskaram.
Namaskaram Anna. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Tell us something about your background and your experience as a person who has served for the nation in Air Force.
I joined Air Force in 1980, March. The reason behind to join is I was not that hardcore studying candidate with average marks like that, and I am more interested in sports. I was a basketball captain in college, and track and field. I earned around 15 to 16 certificates, either in long jump, high jump, triple jump, 400 meters, 400 into 100 relay, 1500 meters. So that was my interest, but not on studies. Okay. So, and as an average student, I was in between whether to continue here or to go into do something else. It so happened I have to continue my business, my father's business, for 1 year. During that period, I was not happy with that even, and I am not good at studies. It's an average student and interested in sports. So it has drawn me into defense forces. So in that way, and one of my distant relative friend, he was in service. So through him, I took note of it and gone deep about it. Then I joined Air Force. So in Air Force, I served for 20 years as a ground technician. That is electronics and radio communication engineering I did in surveys. Mm-hmm. That was a diploma, and at various places I served. Mm-hmm. Of course, that was very nice. It's a beautiful experience, having interacting with different people, different communities, different states, different languages. Mm-hmm. And though it is somewhat stressful being away from the family. Why? Because my wife, she served in BSNL for 36 years. Of course, I had an opportunity to be with me. She was with me on deputation for 2 years. But after marriage, she and myself were together. Hardly we were together. 3 months we may be together, and again loss of pay for 6 months or 3 months. And she used to come to. I was there during that period. It is not that hard to be in service, but that way of thinking to serve the nation, and though it is indirectly we are doing, but once you are there in that service, that attachment to the service, the people, the work, we think about the country and the nation, that comes first. Why? Because the same thing after doing service in 20 years, this is the thing which I told to my son when he left 4 years back to Canada. Son, you are going there, I am not stopping you, as you are interested to see your career. So you are going out of this country, there you are going. From if you are here, your family is there, but there your family is not there. And if you do anything, they will think that an Indian, a Bharat ka आदमी
Yes.
कुछ ऐसा किया वैसा किया. That doesn't should happen, never should happen. Just keep in mind, think about it while doing anything. Be proud of an Indian and Bharat Mera Mahan. So that was the only sentence I told to him, and he keep up my word, and he is there for the last 5 years. He did his MS and doing his last 3 years his job. My wife, she took VRS from BSNL. That was a mass VRS which happened in 2020 March, January, sorry. Now we are choosing our paths. What I have chosen is Isha, and she is into Vipassana. Interesting, maybe, but not only maybe, it is correct. Why? Because at least even after completion of these many years, if you are not living to your choice, there is no meaning. What I feel, for the last 6 years, I did this inner engineering in Isha in Jan 2017. Since then, there is no looking back. What I was and what I am is entirely different before and after what it is. There is a difference between this, the day and the night. You can compare it in that way.
Okay.
And even especially after BSP, which I did, that is Bhava Spandana program, which I did in March 2018. By end of December, my look, my behavior, my everything has changed. Not only internally, but externally too. Though it is, people can find externally, but internally how much he has changed, nobody knows. But even those who are doing IE, you can make out. Those who are interacting day-to-day life, those who are in corporates, their friends always say that what happened for the last 1 month, you are somewhat different. Earlier you has to be like this, now you are like this, you are taking everything so coolly. Earlier you are frustrated, you are not able to concentrate. But being a retired person, already who has crossed 60 plus, so he is almost always calm compared to the young generation. And going through all these courses and interaction with and experience in Isha, it is entirely different. My life entirely has changed.
What was the most challenging part when you were staying away from your family and serving for the nation in the Air Force?
See, serving in the Air Force is not only Air Force, for that matter, in different forces. We are almost away from the families. Once we are away from the family and not able to do at times, not necessary every time, at times, and you will be waiting for your something response from your families. The only connection those days, it was only through letters.
Okay.
So those letters, संदेशे आते हैं, क्या आते हैं, बस दिल भर जाते हैं जो भी पढ़ते हैं उसमें. Contact with family, phones, it is of course it is very difficult to get. Why? Because we are placed at different places, away from those contacts. Luckily, actually, my wife, as I told you, she was working in telephones in BSNL.
Yeah.
She used to manage in such a way that she directly contacts AFSC Delhi.
Okay.
Through exchange. He catch hold of the unit commander's phone number. I used to talk to her at times, and my commander, wherever was there, my unit commander, he used to call me, and he used to, in his cabin, I used to talk to her. Okay. And they were very genuine, you know, they know the feelings of it, importance of it, to be in touch with your family. So there is no such thing that we are away. Likewise, of course, I had the privilege of talking to her in such a way, maybe because of she was working in BSNL. But other people, their only communication is through letters. So that letters, it gives immense pleasure wherever you are. So that APO, Army Postal Services is there. Through that, we get letters wherever we are, whether we are in southern India, northern India, or Siachen Glacier, or Leh Ladakh, wherever we are. We used to get that. It may be 1 or 2 days later, but we get that provision to go through our letters and communicate with our family. That was very heart-touching thing. The people, those who are in service, they always have that we are separated from family, distant from family. So to that people, if Isha has started few things, like in IDY sessions, that is International Day of Yoga, on June 21st, they have taken up this like Upayoga, teaching Upayoga at free of cost. Recently, I had the opportunity to be a part of this at Milkha Singh Stadium at cantonment area in Second Ward. So I was there. So almost from families, officers, soldiers, NCC cadets, families, children, we were told to be there as an volunteers to be there at 5:30. Before us, they were there. Out of 1,872 people participated, almost 600 to 800 people were sitting there.
Okay.
So we are really astonished. That means we are late.
Yeah.
Of course, we are
On time.
1 hour before time, and with demos, Hatha Yoga teachers who taught them, they were that much enthusiastic to do the things. So that is because of defense forces they have what is you call discipline.
Yeah.
Discipline comes first. Why? Because to bind together number of people with different attitudes, if you have the discipline, they will have togetherness to work for the people. So this thing, of course, outside we can see it in teams like players. How do they get players? Who in that way, now one more thing is added to have that community togetherness, playfulness. Now Isha is bringing up Gramatso, even to the southern people. Almost all southern states, they are participating this year, and it is already started for the last 1 month. Groundwork has already started. People are playing, they are participating. In the 3rd week of September, finals will be there at Isha Coimbatore Ashram, Isha Yoga Center, Coimbatore. Coming back to my again services, I have the privilege of working in a unit where I used to go to different units, formations for servicing the equipments, radio equipments, on and off every 3 months, 6 months. Like that, I had almost 25 to 30 places, starting from to in between wherever we have our stations. I had been to there, and it's a learning experience. Not only learning, practically doing it. So I had the privilege to learn different things. We will come to know how this country is protected by defense personnel, not only at peace time, at war time, but at floods, natural calamities, how the army people they work, recently at what has happened at Himachal, Manali, everywhere. We, in coordination with the Air Force, helicopters and everything, army people, we both combinedly interact with the people, and we do at these times, at natural calamities time. Why after 20 years of such service, it's not that I was not interested in service, to have a peaceful life and a disturbed life. Why? Because my wife was working, my children are studying, they came to colleges, and to have a peaceful and common life, I came it. And as I am interested not only in that defense service, I am also interested in to interact with my career, my hobby, like creativity and artist. Basically, I am creative artist. I learned, did diploma in web designing, graphic arts.
Okay.
Of course, that was not easy to be employed over there, but my approach to that is entirely different. In that graphic arts, I do arts painting through graphics.
Okay.
That is a unique nature. So that's why I could not fit in any commercial things like that. So I did my arts. I had a gallery at my home, the second floor. After completion of this, now I feel like to have something like to be peaceful, as I am already attached to praying this, and of course I am a believer of God, and attached to Shiva, attracted to Isha postings, going through YouTube and at so many things. Maybe it has happened in the 2014 or 15. For 2-3 years, I browsed, I gone through all the videos of Sadhguru in YouTube and everything. 2017, I completed inner engineering on February 2nd, and immediately I want to be there at ashram.
Okay.
So luckily, I registered for it. Not only registered for as a volunteer and a participant for Yogeshwara Consecration and inauguration of Adiyogi.
Okay.
There my experiences are entirely different, which normal man can't understand and believe. Consecration, it has happened for 3 days, or Yogeshwara Consecration. Before that I was volunteer. Almost during that period more than 10 lakh people were visited, more than 10 lakh. And that was the time when even our Prime Minister Modi ji has come there to have that landings of the choppers. We have to prepare a helipad, emergency helipad. 40 to 50 people we were there. We worked for 2 to 3 days. The work which we did know, if I say, the most of the people just turned back. That was a helipad. Once helicopters were landing, and that too 3 helicopters, one for VIP, VVIP, PM, and other will be standby, and other dignitaries will be there. Landing 3 helicopters, that bigger ones. How much grass and dust will flow, I think those who have seen it, they will come to know. So for that we have to prepare that land. It is barren land, it was cultivated land. We made it, of course it was not used for few months, I think. So it was cleaned, it was made level. So not to raise the dust, what we have to do is, we have to take a mixture of dung and water.
Okay.
We have to sprinkle it.
Okay.
We did for 3 days, almost 2 to 3 days. We were given with 2 to 3 millers, and lady servants, helpers with the broomsticks and everything. And in the team, 40 to 50 people, there are airline pilot was there, dignitaries, IAS officers were there, corporate VIPs were there, and different people, teachers, or so many factors. So we did. So that is the actually volunteering. What I felt is volunteering is wantedly we are doing. Doing whatever it is given. Not that I am so and so. I work in Airforce. I am a pilot, or I am an officer. We have no such things. We are there as a volunteer. We are doing for a certain cause, and which is for the people. It may not be directly, so it is indirectly doing serving. So that teamwork in the hot sun, march at Coimbatore for 3 days. We were served there, our lunch and everything. We were taken there from our state to that place by trucks. Evening we were left there. That was one of the experience. Annadana was there.
Yes.
So during that period, I was also a part of 2 days Annadanam. For 3 bays were there. One bay, 35 counters.
Oh God.
Second bay, 25 counters. Third bay, 15 counters. In each bay, there are 12 people who are there to serve. 12 people, 2 people will be standing outside and directing them into the queue. 2 people giving the plates. 2 people, they are serving the fruit. Other 2 people, they are serving the food. Back and 2 people, they are filling the empty empty utensils. One is overall who is seeing the in charge looking after various counters. 2 days we served prior to that Shivratri, once from afternoon, and on Shivratri morning we were there at 7 o'clock. Up to 9 o'clock we were there only. When we had our brunch, lunch, whatnot is we don't know, and we were serving 9 to non-stop. So that is the way we serve, and we were not tired of what we are doing. That thing which is immensely inside, no, the serving, by seeing the people, those who are coming, once you serve, the gratitude, the feeling we observed in their eyes, no, once in that during a hot sun, whatever they get, they are satisfied with what. There are people, those who can't afford 100 rupees or 50 rupees for that food, and you are serving those people, how it looks. It doesn't give, if you give 100 rupees or 1000 rupees, it doesn't come. But once you are there for the people and they think that you are the bread earner for this day, how you take it, it gives goosebumps, no?
Yeah, absolutely.
It is, you can't express in words.
Yeah, true.
That is the thing. There are immense pleasures, happenings, experiences in doing such things at Isha. There are so many opportunities to be a part of this volunteer. You are part of it. You own it as if you are doing for yourself, your family. You may not see that face again, or maybe seeing it for the first time. But once you are there, and what they expect from you, that gives nothing else. That feeling is, you can't get it. When you are paid for it. You are doing for the sake of doing volunteering, serving it. I am very lucky enough to be a part of this Isha. Only because of this, I am doing volunteering for the last these many years. My volunteering not only this, as a caller, as a anchoring, as a Save Soil, as a Rally for Rivers. I was a part of his Rally for Rivers, part of Sadhguru's meets at Gachibowli for Rally for Rivers, and Kaveri Kavaling, and recent Save Soil when he came to Hyderabad. And bike rally was there at Necklace Road, Sadhguru's bike rally. I was part of it. He even went to Nalsar. I was there. So wherever Sadhguru is there in Hyderabad, I am there till now. For Mahashivratri volunteering, 6 times I attended. And a minimum 1 week to 15 days I was there as a volunteer at various capacities, doing at serving the guests, monitoring the base, those who are sitting at the base, and like this, so many are there. If you are willing, there are 101 opportunities are in Isha.
For volunteering.
Volunteering is immense thing. Those who have seen volunteering, even at the initiation days, inner engineering, those who have come for inner engineering, there only you can learn what is volunteering by seeing the people, those who are, once you are in that part of that, taking part of inner engineering as a learner, there itself you will come to know why these people are doing, what they get out of it. After completion, you need not to ask all these questions. You yourself, you will know why you are doing and what made them to do it. You will start asking when I can do volunteering. That is the thing that I had experienced.
Do you think your experience of serving in the Air Force helped you in keeping this spirit for volunteering alive?
Yes, certainly. Because there I served, maybe indirectly, serve for the nation, serve for the country. Now here I am drawn. Why? Because I am interacting with the people directly. This is opportunity to do serving the people. Serving our children, family is different. But serving the other people who are nowhere concerned with you, and what you get out of it, how they take it, that has immense pleasure and gratitude, satisfaction.
Do you think the people who are serving the nation for them we can bring yoga in some way in their lives?
Yes, certainly, why not? Those people are not only disciplined, they are should be healthily fit and fine, physically fit and fine. So they undergo various trainings, health runs, morning fitness programs, physical education will be there. And if yoga is also added, certainly it will benefit for the mental of the individual, not only physical, mentally. So especially why? Because people are not posted at normal locations. There are hardcore areas where they can go disturbed. Why? Because they are away from their families, and at odd climate conditions they have to perform their duties, and during that period they may get mental stress. See, this I want to compare with the people those are working at corporates. So see, the people those are working in faraway places, Siachen Glacier, Leh, Ladakh, that extreme climates they are working, and here the corporates they are working in ACs and everything, and still they are going mentally disturbed. Of course, I am not telling that they are not working, they are working, maybe because of mental stress that is taking a toll on them. So for them also it is required to have a balance to their work and their physical other life.
Personal life.
So these people also want have a balance between these two. That's why not to defense personnel to have a yoga sessions. Once it so happened that Sadhguru all the way went to Siachen Glacier. There he took this yoga session for hundreds of people over there. And even at Vizag, and for Navy people it was taken. So whenever there is an opportunity, they are always willing, defense personnel, they are always willing to undergo this training. But only thing that it depends upon the area they serve and availability. So that's why what Isha has done, it has bring up an online session, online courses, that is inner engineering for people those are not able to come. They can do it online.
Yes.
That is in two parts, part 1 and part 2, where we have in that detail we can browse and we can get it from the YouTube or Sadhguru app. We have those sessions. Not only that, we have so many Upayoga sessions are there, which are free cost. Isha Kriya, Yoga Namaskar, and meditation also it is there, free of cost. Those who are interested, they can go through it. Actually, I came through that only into Isha. So there is no restriction for that. You need not to be physically present over there. You can be at your home, you can do it. It not only improves your physical health and mental health, and you can get cured of certain things, even you can get it cured by yourself. You need not to be interacting with the people of Isha. You can be cured. You can ask even questions through your internet also.
How did you come to know about Isha and Sadhguru and how it all started?
At times I used to browse net. So in that way I come across with Isha, Sadhguru's videos. I followed that. I got the answers. But of course there are hardcore questions also, which I cannot get from normal persons, normal things, normal day-to-day life. So in that way I took, and I was astonished to see the people reacting to his preaching videos and everything. Few are going crazy and few are weeping. They are crying. Is it real, or is it something like they are trained to do that?
Okay.
Actually, I had an experience of myself at home. One day, it was in 2012. I was doing my puja. Of course, on that day it was a very special day, Sankranti, Pongal. So I was sitting there after taking full bath, and I was having even I do at times that I wear that Rudraksh, a very big Rudraksh which I collected from a temple where they did Koti Rudraksha puja. So I got it from there. I wear it at times, especially on festivals and everything. And I was wearing that. I was chanting 1 or 2 times Om Namah Shivaya. After that, I was sitting, and I don't know, few minutes I was not there. In the sense, my senses are there. I am not hearing something at the background, but I am not there. Physically, I was there. Mentally, I was somewhere else. Someone has taking me. I am following it, as if not that I am following downwards. I am going into sky. Like I think everybody has an experience of planetarium. Once you get into the planetarium, after lights are switched off and you are seeing the sky, you feel like as if you are the only person there sitting, and you are taking a view of this sky and galaxies. Like that, I have seen that yellow color, yellow, orange, red, as if like a ball like thing with a hollow in a tube. I am going through that. Somebody is leading me, and I am following him. No one is there in front of me. No one is there, but I am following, and I am going and going and going. So in that time, I am getting goosebumps. Not only goosebumps, something like from the knob itself. I am feeling that something has to burst out. And my throat was choked. Tears have filled my eyes, and I bursted at that moment, making a sound. It is a combination of expression of weeping and joy, happiness. Everything has come. That was, I think, 10 to 15 minutes. I was in that state. When I was not able to, I was in that state. All of a sudden, my wife, who was in hall, came listening my voice. What is happening? Somebody is weeping somewhere. So when he came to my puja room, there she saw me. I was sitting there, and as if like a child, with making a sound, I was weeping. From the back, she kept her hand on my shoulder, and left hand shoulder, and she shook me. Then I came to senses. And then I opened my eyes. Then I came to know that I am in somewhere not here. I was traveling in some other place, out of this material world. So after that, seeing these videos, I came to know this is the thing. So without learning from a guru, once I sit and concentrate, and this experience I can go through, why not the people, those who are listening to him, with a Sadhguru in front of them. So it is 100% possible. It can happen to anybody. Then there is no other way of thinking. Why not to go to Isha? So in that way, so I did repeatedly I went there and did my courses or volunteering and so many things. Now recently I did my IDA sessions to schools on International Day of Yoga. As I told you, to army people at cantonment. I am attached to this. Prior to that, I went to a silence program, only to the volunteers for 3-day silence program. And there I burst into tears again due to the experience what I have gone to the Bhakti Sadhana. There are a number of occasions, and even if I sit calmly and think about him, automatically tears start.
After your inner engineering, you participated in Yogeshwar Linga consecration.
Yes.
How was your experience there, participating in your first consecration?
Those experiences, if I explain, I think, as I said earlier, nobody can believe it. In India, there are so many magics and mystical things happens. And we have so many Muni, Yogi, mystics, gurus, and they have seen, we have learnt, we have studied, we have gone through so many things. And it is very easy. We may not be experience it, but we can believe it. We can gone through. And those people have walked this land, mystic land, this Bharat, this Desh, this India. So everything is possible.
We all are Western educated minds.
Yes.
Even you have your kids
yes.
at home.
Yes.
How did they react to this experience of yours, and how do they react to you being a volunteer and doing Isha meditation?
I said, why don't you try? Then they said, especially my son said, no, daddy, if I am attracted to it, if a time comes, if I feel like to do it, then certainly I will do it. Then that was the answer from him. My daughter said, okay daddy, if you are doing well and good, but as of now I don't have time. But she didn't say that I will not do it, but she said I don't have time. And later on, recently she said, we want to go to ashram.
Okay.
I want to stay for 2 to 3 days at ashram. I want to go through all these things. I want to see personally. Maybe there is a time for everything,
Yeah.
and it has to click from your inside.
Was there a spiritual seeking inside you when you were serving in Air Force, or it became alive when you took VRS?
No, it is always there actually.
Okay.
Actually, I am a follower of Shiva. Even before I am joined as service, I pray, I believe, I do puja for Shiva. And always feel like something is paining once I do this concentration and chanting of Om Namah Shivaya. I used to get pain over here. Maybe I was not aware. Now once I learned inner engineering, I have learned what to do, how to do, and I had the experience of so many things what I have shared with.
So during Save Soil volunteering, you must
Yeah.
have interacted with many non-meditators or
Yes.
those people who are not following Isha or Sadhguru. What is their response to you volunteering free of cost for Save Soil?
First thing, there always I have a question mark over there, that what for he is doing, why he is standing, how he can save this soil by standing. But once they interact with the people, the volunteers, they came to know that first thing they came to know that we are doing for free of cost. Free of cost, why these aged people or young people they are standing? Why they are not diverted to some other thing? Then they realized once they interact with our people, see, Save Soil is, I think you have people gone through all the videos and everything what for the Save Soil movement has taken up by Sadhguru, going all the way from London to Coimbatore, journey of 100 days. So many events and everything has happened, 691 events during 100 days, interacting with the influential people, government, president, prime ministers, so many people. Why he has interacted with these? Why? Because 2045, the generation, what the population is now, it is going to double, or 1.5 times is going to increase. What we get, what is the food available now is, it won't be sufficient to all the people.
Correct.
But to increase that food capacity and everything, the soil is not that good. There are ways and means how we are doing, and there are policies to bring out from the government. Government will bring policies only when maximum number of people interact with it, ask for it. That's why we are going to the people. And the people at the crossroads, those who are outside, and also going to the schools, colleges, corporates, institutions, government offices, everywhere, to write a letter, especially to the children. Why? Because that is the future. They are the future of our country. So by the time they become young, and our children, what you want to see them? Starving of food? So we don't want that. That's why this has taken up. There are so many factors. In one sentence or with 1 minute, it can't be explained. It is already there in the YouTube. There are people from all over the world, those who have supported the Save Soil. Around 2 billion people have supported this.
Having served the nation for 20 years and then for 6 years in Isha as a volunteer, you had a lot of clarity and stability with you during this phase.
Yes.
Now, what do you want to suggest to the younger generation? How important is mental health, stability and balance is for younger generation?
Yes, certainly it is very much required. Why? Because nowadays the younger generation are not able to take anything if something is not happening, what they think, they are doing extreme steps, they are taking extreme steps. Before joining any career itself, during studies only, if they won't get 1%, 2% less, and they are taking these steps, is it that difficult to be not able to take that? So, they are mentally getting disturbed. So, to have a mental balance, and people even those who are joined in corporates, due to their work pressures, later on they are joining into these paths, going
Spiritual path.
So, why not to take before having happened, something happens like this? And those are going into services, for them it is also very good. Why? Because there the discipline extreme will be there,
Correct.
restrictions will be there, and you can't do anything what you feel like, and what they said you can't, you don't want to do it.
Yeah.
And this is always a struggle. You are not able to take a decision. It causes a mental strain and stress, and you can't perform there. So, to have a balance between these two, if you undergo a certain meditation process, go through the whatever it is available in the media, YouTube or anything, anywhere, you will have a balance of your own, and then you can stabilize not only at any career, whether you take it services, defense services career, corporate career or civil career, you will have a balance. And with these many years of experience, lot of people have seen those are at just between 20 to 30, they are coming now. See, I don't think anybody has seen 20 years back those who are going into spiritual path.
Yeah.
At this age, at the age of 20 years.
Yeah.
So, this is the turning point, and it is available now. It is earlier, it is entirely different. We have to go to somewhere, Gurukul, something like that. Now, it is even sitting at your home, you can have online thing.
Yeah.
So, it is an opportunity, not an opportunity, it is a blessing at this juncture to the younger generation.
With this, it's time for the rapid fire round. We'll be asking few questions to Anna, and let's see how rapidly he answers.
Yes.
First question. Share a quote of Sadhguru that resonates with you.
Sow a seed in every heart
Okay.
of yoga or meditation, whatever you say.
One drop of spirituality.
Yes, spirituality.
How has your military discipline contributed to your meditation practices?
So, that controllingness and discipline minded has approached, has helped to think about myself and meditation.
Okay, even I want to mention this thing here. We decided to have a call at 5 p.m. Yesterday, and you called me at 4:59, and I was like, okay, I understood that Anna is so disciplined. Okay, next question. Can you recall a specific instance where your sadhana helped you stay calm under pressure?
Basically, I was an introvert earlier, but it has taught me, Isha has taught me to be express, extrovert, to explain. That's why I am standing in front of so many people, going to schools and everything.
How has your dual journey, one of service to the nation and the other of self-discovery, shaped your perspective on life's purpose?
In defense, that is indirectly I have served, serving myself and family to the people to the nation. Here I am serving directly to the people and to the satisfaction my inner core.
If you could take one aspect of your meditation practice into the Air Force, what would it be?
Isha Kriya, or in case if they can go to inner engineering.
Last question. What advice do you have for someone considering both a military career and a spiritual practice?
Yes, it is very good to be in service, serving the nation. So, before going there, if you go through a certain process of controlling yourself, getting calm, not aggressive, taking in your stride and calm, be cool, it is better to go for meditation process.
Okay, with this, it's time to wrap up. Before interacting with Anna, my perception about this combination of serving into defense and being an Isha meditator was very different, and now it is very different. And the experiences that he has gone through were like really unexplainable and hard to digest. And I would recommend, if you love your country, if you're a hardcore fan of your country, if you like to serve your country, you should definitely watch this podcast. And if you have a spiritual seeking, this podcast is a plus one. So don't forget to like, share, subscribe and comment. See you in next podcast. Namaskaram.